While T'Challa's role as the Black Panther was extensively covered in the MCU, several Black Panthers preceded him and ruled over Wakanda. One of these was Bashenga, who was also known as Wakanda's first Black Panther. Bashenga was introduced in the Black Panther comics in 1977, and he created an everlasting legacy by uniting the tribes of Wakanda. Today, we will explore his origins and legacy and tell you everything there is to know about the first Black Panther. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. The history of Bashenga according to Wakandan lore. According to Wakandan lore, Aluma Bashenga was initially a warrior shaman around the time when the 5 tribes of Wakanda were fighting amongst themselves to gain control over their vibranium sources. Bashenga had predicted that the Mega Nagai energy would crash on the earth and leave behind a large rock that would eventually result in the discovery of vibranium, and he used this to his advantage to forge weapons made of vibranium. He created a sword named Skybreaker and a spear named the Spear of Bashenga that absorbed vibranium energies. Bashenga then stood on top of the Vibranium Mound, threw these weapons far into the distance in western Wakanda, and established the city of Burnin Bashenga in the exact place where these weapons fell. While the tribes were fighting over the Vibranium Mound, Bashenga had a vision from the goddess Basque, who guided him towards the powerful heart-shaped herb. This herb was traditionally consumed by those who took the mantle of the Black Panther, as it bestowed them with their enhanced powers and abilities. The herb was also infused with vibranium's unique metallic properties, and Bashenga became quite a powerful entity after following his vision and consuming the herb. He then managed to unite 4 of the 5 tribes to form a mighty nation and even gained the title of the first king of Wakanda. Even though Mosi was the first Black Panther around 1 million BC, Bashenga was the first king of Wakanda, and he also held the title of Black Panther. Bast also shared secret knowledge about the Vibranium Mound with Bashenga and used this information to benefit the nation and form the Black Panther cult. While the Jabari tribe refused to join hands with the rest of the nation, Bashenga established Wakanda without this tribe and started calling his own clan the Golden Tribe, also known as the Panther Tribe. Bashenga even restricted outsider access to the Vibranium Mound with the help of his religious Black Panther cult that guarded the mound. Bashenga's vibranium spear later became a symbol of Wakanda royalty, and he was even considered the father of Wakanda. After his death, Bashenga's descendants continued to rule Wakanda and become the new rulers of the nation, and they even named Mount Bashenga in his honor. His spirit resides in the plane of Wakandan memory known as Djalia, from where he sometimes even advised his descendants, such as T'Challa. Bashenga was mentioned in Black Panther Wakanda Forever during T'Challa's funeral, where it is stated that T'Challa will be buried next to Bashenga. He was also a part of the conversation about the legends and myths of Wakanda, as they discussed the fact that Namor's kingdom also has access to vibranium. Avengers Assemble animated series features the history of Bashenga in an episode. Bashenga also made an appearance in the 5th season of the Avengers Assemble animated series in 2019. He appeared in the show's 18th episode titled Bashenga, which revolved around T'Challa as he discovered various secrets about his ancestor. The episode begins with T'Challa and Shuri as they deal with an enemy force, and they hope that some information about Bashenga will help him deal with the situation. While T'Challa tries to form a connection with Bashenga's spirit and seek his advice, he gets sucked into the past and witnesses his ancestors' history with his own eyes. In the past, which was set around 10,000 years ago, Wakanda was constantly attacked by Atlantean forces. During one of these attacks, Bashenga and his sister Basque were cornered by 2 Atlanteans when Bashenga distracted them and asked Basque to run away. She refused to leave her brother alone, while one of the Atlanteans warned her that she should listen to his advice and get away while she could. Basque got angry and tried to go after this Atlantean, and the brother-sister duo struggled to defend themselves against them. While Basque used the spear, Bashenga used the shield to protect himself, and the 2 managed to run away and hide behind a mound of rocks. While the Atlanteans cornered them and asked them to surrender, Basque refuses to back down, and Bashenga uses his shield to protect her from them. Eventually, the 2 lose their balance, fall through the rocks, and end up in a mysterious cave. They discover a mound of vibranium ore in the cave. While Basque comments on how this ore shattered Atlantean steel and that it must have some unique properties. She touches the ore and realizes that they could wield weapons out of it to defeat the Atlanteans. Bashenga proposes that they can make shields and tridents out of this ore, but he is skeptical about how they will defeat the Atlanteans. While Bashenga thinks that the Atlanteans will outnumber them and that this vibranium ore won't be enough to defeat them, Basque wanders away and comes across a different burning red metal core that catches her attention. She states that she could hear the core calling out to her and that she must touch it. While Bashenga tells her that this core might not be as safe as the ore they discovered a while back, she does not listen to him and touches the metal core, which causes her to lose control of her senses. Bashenga separates separates her from the metal core as the story returns to the present day at the burial site of the Wakandan kings. While T'Challa processes the fact that Bashenga had a twin sister named Basque, Shuri comments on how this is a pretty big secret to keep from the world. T'Challa further tells Shuri that they found the vibranium ore in a secret cave and then insists on returning to the past to learn more about his ancestors. As the story returns to the past again, Bashenga and Basque struggle to fight against the Atlanteans, who have once again attacked their tribe. While Bashenga ensures everyone injured in the fight gets to safety, Basque goes back to look at the core, and we learn that they had installed the core in Wakanda and formed an entire tribe around it. Bashenga follows her and comments on how they had already decided against using this core in their battle against the Atlanteans, while Basque tells him that she was the one to touch it and she knows it will aid them in their fight. She does not pay heed to him and goes ahead and touches the core once again. While the core's energy passes through Bashenga on contact, it also affects T'Challa in the present day. Basque tries to prove a point by hurting Bashenga with the energy of the metal core, and she states that the metal is indeed powerful enough to destroy their enemies, while Bashenga asks her to stop. She eventually loses consciousness, wakes up later, and immediately tries to convince Bashenga to use the metal core to destroy the Atlanteans. While the two talk to each other, the Atlanteans raid their tribe and set fire to their houses. Basque declares that it's about time they use the metal core, while Bashenga tries to convince her to drop this idea and eventually says that he won't let her do this. Bashenga tries to stop her, but Basque uses her powers to knock him down and go ahead with her plan. Basque burns down the Atlanteans' homes as well as civilians and declares that she has to take this step for the safety of Wakanda. While Bashenga tells her that destroying all of their enemy forces is no way to get the tribes to follow them in their mission to build Wakanda, Basque declares that she will make them obey her. Bashenga tries to convince Basque to give up the metal force, while Basque declares that he is asking her to do so only out of jealousy. Their brother-sister duo ends up in a fight, and the power of the metal core eventually turns Basque into a monster. Basque even obtains the ability to sense T'Challa's presence in the present, and he gets sucked into a past dimension where Basque attacks him and asks him to hand over his crown. Eventually, Captain America comes to T'Challa's rescue and tells him that they don't have any time and that they need to get out of this place before it's too late. T'Challa returns to the present and tells Shuri about his adventures, while Basque's body mysteriously appears in the burial place in the present day. Did he have the usual Black Panther superpowers? After consuming the heart-shaped herb, Bashenga's physical abilities were greatly enhanced after he gained a number of powers and abilities. He had enhanced strength and speed, and his strength surpassed most humans as well as supernatural beings. He also had an extremely durable body, and he could not be easily injured by his opponents. Bashenga also had an enhanced agility and stamina, and his body produced fewer fatigue toxins, enabling him to keep fighting his opponents for longer durations without feeling tired. He also had excellent dexterity and flexibility of movement, and his reflexes were even more advanced than most trained athletes. Bashenga also had a regenerative healing factor that allowed him to heal from injuries quickly and make an efficient recovery. He was also a master at martial arts and was one of Wakanda's finest warriors. His preferred weapon was the spear created out of vibranium ore, and he used this spear during the war between the 5 tribes. Bashenga was also a great ruler and had a lot of influence over the Wakandans. He reunited the 4 tribes, and these tribes formed an alliance that lasted for thousands of years, which is quite a testament to his leadership skills. Now, new concept art has stirred interest among the fans. After the huge success of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, fans were eager for a new Black Panther project focusing on the history and origins of Wakanda and Bashenga. In fact, fans were already asking Black Panther's director Ryan Coogler for a spin-off title, and the director is rumored to be a part of a 3rd Black Panther movie. In the meantime, a talented artist named Sean Harrison used AI to come up with a concept design for a Black Panther prequel that focuses on Bashenga, and his works have caused quite a stir among audiences. Harrison's art was quite detailed and impressive, and they seem to follow a story that explores the struggles of the 5 tribes of Wakanda as they fight to take control of the vibranium resources. Harrison even went as far as to create a detailed image of what Wakanda looked like in the past, and he captured the essence of their culture and lifestyle in his art. Even though this was merely a mock concept, there have been rumors about Ryan Coogler working on a spin-off title set in Wakanda. While Black Panther's producer Nate Morris stated that this spin-off project is not at the top of his list right now, fans are quite intrigued by this, and we hope to see it sometime soon in the future. Conclusion. To sum it up, Bashenga was one of the most fierce rulers of Wakanda, and he truly dedicated his life to uniting the tribes and serving his people as the Black Panther. He has created quite a lasting legacy, and we are keeping our fingers crossed for a Black Panther spin-off that hopefully introduces his story in the cinematic universe. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.